If you're caring for someone with ALS, you know that evenings can be, well, they can be the hardest part of the day. Everybody's tired, the needs get more complex, and you just feel that pressure building. But what if that time, that really challenging time, could actually become a moment of real connection and peace? That's what we're going to walk through today, a guide to creating an evening routine that is genuinely restful for everyone. And this, right here, this says it all. It's not just about ticking off boxes on a to-do list so you can finally collapse. It's about a total shift in how you think about it, moving away from just getting it done and toward creating an atmosphere where your loved one feels truly settled, supported, and at peace. And that mindset is so important. Because let's be real, evenings are vulnerable. Everyone's running on fumes by then, right? Physical reserves are low, emotional reserves are low, and that can make any little ache or worry feel 10 times bigger. A routine that's predictable and calm becomes this incredible anchor in all of that. Okay, so how do we build that anchor? How do we make something that feels so overwhelming feel manageable? Well, we break it down. We create a simple, predictable path to rest that has just 3 phases. And here they are. Super simple. We start with nourish, we move to cleanse, and we finish with settle. Each step has its own job, creating this really gentle, logical flow that leads to rest. Let's dive into the first one. So phase 1 is all about nourishing the body, but doing it in a way that's calm and safe. That means thinking about the simple things like making sure positioning is right for meals to keep things safe. It's about pacing, not rushing, and it's about saving every little bit of precious energy. And, even if a feeding tube is part of your routine, it's not some separate medical task. It's just another part of this rhythm of care, right along with the evening meds. And I absolutely love this. We're calling these sparkle tips, and they're game changers. This shows how one tiny intentional thing can just completely shift the feeling in the room. Lighting a candle, putting on some favorite familiar music, it turns what could feel like a chore into a shared human moment. It's about dignity. It's beautiful. Okay, on to phase 2, cleanse and transition. This is basically the signal to the body and the mind that, hey, the day is officially winding down. This is where you have proactive toileting to help make the night smoother, oral care, washing, and the key here is being smart about it. Bundle these tasks together so you're saving energy and cutting down on those tough transfers. And here's another one of those amazing sparkle tips. A warm towel, a little bit of lotion with a scent you know they love. Listen, these aren't just little extras. They are powerful. These small sensory touches can take a routine task and turn it into a moment of real comfort. Now, phase 3. This is where things get really physically important. The transfer into bed. It has to be slow and methodical. Just keep this mantra in your head. Slow is smooth. Smooth is safe. When everyone's exhausted, rushing is a recipe for an injury. And once in bed, positioning is absolutely everything. This is how you prevent sores, manage pain, and make sure breathing is as easy as possible. Oh, I just love this way of thinking about it. It's so much more powerful, isn't it? You're not just clinically arranging pillows and props. You are consciously, lovingly creating a nest. That changes everything. It turns a technical job into an act of building a safe harbor for the night. And the last big technical piece of this phase is, of course, the breathing support. And look, this part can be a huge source of anxiety for everyone. But your secret weapon here is preparation. Knowing the BiPAP or ventilator is ready, double-checking that mask fit, and having those backup supplies right where you can see them, that brings a confidence into the room that everyone can feel. And this tip just ties it all together beautifully. Your voice is such a powerful tool. I don't care if you've done it 1,000 times, just narrating the steps in a calm, steady voice. Okay, the mask is going on now. There we go. You're all set. It is so reassuring. It takes away any surprises and just builds that foundation of trust. So we've got the what, right? The 3 phases, all the steps. But you could do every single one of those things perfectly, and the routine could still feel cold and stressful. So we've covered the what. Now we need to talk about the how, that emotional layer that really makes it all work. And just take a second to look at this. It's so powerful to see it side by side. The person with ALS is dealing with a loss of independence, that end-of-day vulnerability, maybe even fear about the night ahead. And at the exact same time, the caregiver is feeling bone-deep exhaustion, all this pressure to do it perfectly. It's just mental overload. Seeing that these feelings are happening in parallel is the first step. Right? So that's the million-dollar question. It's one thing to know the stress is there, but what do we actually do about it?
How do we actively change that emotional temperature in the room? How do we get that sparkle we've been talking about?
Well, here's the plan. First, predictability is peace. The more routine it is, the calmer it feels. Second, create a closing ritual. Maybe it's a song, a short reading, or just sharing one good thing about the day. It's also about preserving identity by offering choices, no matter how small. And a big one for you, reduce your own friction by getting everything ready ahead of time. And it always, always, always ends with reassurance. Okay, so let's put all of these pieces into place. The 3 phases, the sparkle tips, the emotional strategies. Let's see what this can actually look like as a real-world schedule. You know, seeing it laid out like this makes it feel so much more possible, doesn't it? It's not a mad dash. It's a steady flow. From 6 to 8:30, everything has its time and its place. It's a calm, predictable progression that ends not with everyone collapsing, but with a quiet, shared moment. Because when you get this right, when you build this routine, you are communicating some incredibly important things without even saying a word. And the first message, loud and clear, is this one: you are safe. The second message is just as vital. Every warm towel, every perfectly placed pillow, every calm word. It all sends a powerful message of deep love and attention. It says, you are cared for. And finally, maybe the most important message of them all. This shared rhythm at the close of each day, it reinforces that you're a team. This isn't one person doing things to another person. It's a partnership. And it says, without a doubt, we are in this together. And that's really the heart of it all. Your evening routine is one of the most powerful and profound parts of caregiving. It is your chance to actively replace anxiety with peace, to replace chaos with calm, and to replace isolation with connection. You're not just getting through the day, you're deciding how the day ends and setting the stage for a peaceful night and a much better tomorrow.